In this show, we'll talk about the bottom because I really think that's where the bottom is in the cryptocurrency markets. We'll look at XRP since the extra P record went down for the month. Chester Pierce will talk about meme coins because she thinks the SEC has no business looking into them. I'll tell you why. At last, Brad Garlinghouse will talk about the CFTC and what it means for the future of the whole Bitcoin boom. Now is the time to sit back, unwind, and put your feet up. Let's look at a Bitcoin that hasn't changed much today. It has gone down by about 0.5%. Ethereum is up almost 1% right now, while XRP is getting close to a mean low of 1,000.45 cents in terms of market capitalization. USDT and USDC have returned to their dollar pegs. Right now, we are on the ground. Here is where you want to get in. As I already told you, it doesn't take a lot of money to move this because the market is so new for crypto. There are only 3 exchange listings for it so far, and the 4th one is going to be done next week. It's just not moving, so someone flicker it. Brad Garlinghouse says that $4 to $5 trillion by the end of the 24th is what $3,160 billion means. This is what I'm telling you right now. At the end of the first video, I told you that the second video would start with the XRP chart. Here's the daily chart. Our goal is to go above the 8 EMA, which is shown by the green line. We will know that the price is likely to go up in the short term if we can close above the 8 EMA. Your next step up will need to be above about $2.60. It's likely that this will change, and your real lines will be around 272. Now everything will be possible for this thing to run the Reaper line if that happens. We will test the all-time high for 2020 again, which is around 96, if the Reaper line is broken at 230 or 231. We talked about what to look out for in the price of XRP today when the Bloomberg 2025 ETF approval odds come out. Remember that this is just Bloomberg's rating method and not the real deal. That's exactly it. In this case, it doesn't mean that it's true. A lot of people want to know why XRP is so low. Bloomberg says there is a 90% chance that Litecoin will be accepted as an ETF. Dogecoin, on the other hand, has a 75% chance because they hate XRP. It looks like XRP at 65% and Solana at 70% are both 65%. I'll take it, says Bloomberg. This might be a 0%. It's possible that this is 20%. I'm sure Brad Garlinghouse agrees with me, and they only say that Grayscale is false and Bitwise Canary is true. An ETF for 21 shares of Wisdom Tree has been set up. Even though more than 11 companies have sent in forms, only 19 will be accepted today for Grayscale for XRP. Don't get me wrong, Michael Branch put this out there, and I'm really excited about an XRP ETF. The 19 before recognition means that the SEC knows about it and is planning to review it that day. As early as today, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is likely to respond to Grayscale's investment request to turn its trust into a spot exchange traded fund, or ETF. To remind you, Grayscale let the trust open and asked what it did. If the trust said there was demand, they took it and turned it into an ETF. But first, you need to find out if there is a need for the trust. You don't pick an ETF if not. As network traffic hit a monthly low, the price of XRP just went up. Is that not good? I don't think so. It says that in the last week, the price of XRP has changed by a little more than 2%, fighting to keep their $2.50 wins. Its value on the market has gone down to $140 billion, and trading has gone up by 47% in the last day to hit $5.6 billion. This chart shows that the XRP chaining money flow is now at 13, which is a big jump from yesterday's negative 0.06. It looked like the chart was going up, which means that more money is moving into XRP than out. The price of an asset goes up when more money comes into it. That's how it works. The study says that XRP's 7-day activity addresses recently peaked on December 5 at 495000 and then started going down. A month or so ago, there was another rise, and on January 20, 407000 people were added. It has been slowly going down since then. The number is now 231000, which is the lowest it has been in a month. There seems to be less action on the network, which could change how prices move. Another very interesting piece of news that can help you figure out where the money is going and where it is coming from every day for altcoin. Chester Pierce says that the SEC has no right to look into meme coins. Here's a 44-second clip that I think you should hear before I talk about why I think she's coming out and saying this. You must like what you're doing behind her computer. What question is it? What does she do? If the president and first lady come out with their own joke coins, does that make your job harder, Commissioner? It seems like one of the things we want to do is look at the different types of tokens that are out there. Some people are putting out joke coins right now, and it's important to know the facts, but a lot of the meme coins out there probably don't have a place to live in the second under the rules we have now. Again, Congress can do something about that if they want to. The CFTC might also want to look into that. But I think that a lot of those are probably not our responsibility. This is how I see it. Why does she say that? Do you think she'll leave? Chester Pierce will say, we're going after President Trump and his wife for a meme coin. No. Do you know how much work the SEC has? They couldn't tell the difference between Ripple and XRP even when they were put next to each other. What do you think? Will they try to find out who is making bad coins on these dexes? No one will ever find them. In the end, I think all of these dexes will be run through exchanges, and the only way to use a dex will be to have all of your KYC filled out with an exchange. You will not be able to use a dex if that does not happen. That's how they plan to stop all these scams and money laundering. That's how I was thinking about us. The SEC is not after the joke coins or President Trump, though. You already know that. If she went after the president, she would lose her job very quickly. For instance, let's look at the fact that the National Bank of Canada buys Bitcoin worth more than $2 million. The CFTC talks about how important it is to play games with Ripple and make the real US dollar the unofficial US digital dollar. Ripple is a part of their discussion. This shows that US regulators are directly affecting how stablecoin works in a safe financial system. It means that the issuance of a digital currency by the US Federal Central Bank is setting up a controlled environment where private sector options like RLUSD, can act as the unofficial digital dollar. Strangely, after Trump chose Brian Quinton to be the next chairman of the CFTC, Brad Garlinghouse said with a big smile, look, the CFTC is essential to making sure that the United States has the strongest capital markets in the world. Well done on being recognized here. Why do you think Brad Garlinghouse is boosting and energizing them here? They were just sitting there with Brad Garlinghouse. Ripple is on a board that is looking into stablecoins, Tether, and the future of stablecoins in the US. The CFTC is also on this board. They are likely to do what Europe did with MiCA, which would mean that Tether would have to be taken off the market. Following that, they will have to find another solid asset to back this up, like USDC Circle or a different market player. People, pay attention to Ripple and RLUSD. You will get the money if you watch what they do. That simple. Remember that you want it too if the structures do.